Hello and welcome to the Battle of the Continental Leagues. I am Dorjan.
I am HighFly15.
And he's not muted. Yes! Score! We've been having internet problems just before things went live, and I thought, this is gonna be bad, but it's not. We're there. Whew! Nailed it. Anyway, I want to give a shout out to all the people who were here early, giving their support and saying how exciting this day is going to be. So well done you guys for turning up early. It's been really nice chatting with you, and if you guys want to get involved early, that's what you need to do. Anyway, the first match will be between Mousesports and Rush.
Yep, and they're getting ready inside the training room, and the first map is going to be Steps.
Ooh, so take us through Steps, sir.
Yeah, just like yesterday, we started out on Steps as well, and Steps it can be a fast-paced map where the matches are over within, as we saw between Dragonborn and Rush yesterday, it was over within 2-3 minutes.
It was very
But
quick.
it can also be a very cautious map where we saw a cap happening on the south base, whereas the ally or the enemy was up at both sides were sitting at the cap zone of their enemy, but they didn't really feel comfortable enough to go cap, and then suddenly one of them felt like, well, let's just go for it, and they won. So it can, we're hoping for fast-paced action, of course, but we've seen a bit of both.
For that.
Yeah, we've seen a bit of both.
Cool. So, let's go through what the tournament is like. Let's go to the schedule and you'll see. This is a 4 versus 4 tournament. EU versus RU. The teams representing the EU are Team Dignitas, Mousesports, Virtus Pro, and Dragonborns.
Yes, and on the Russian side, we have New Star, A Gaming, Rox Kiss, and Rush. And of course, A Gaming and Rox Kiss are Gra TM and Red Gra, which have changed their name before.
Yeah,
this,
Rox Kiss is Gra and A Gaming is Gra TM, so that's a good point to pull out. Now, the other thing you need to look at is the scores. This is what it sounds like after day one. It's a draw. There's a slight advantage there for Russia as they earned more money due to Dragonborn's not able to get a single point. As you see there, it was a 4-1 victory for Mousesports, and you can see that by every battle victory is $50. However, a draw is $0, so you can see that it was a 2-2 draw for Dignitas, a 2-2 draw for Virtus Pro, a 4-1 victory for Mousesports, and it was a 5-0 win for Rush. So that's the way it's going to be working. If you win your set, which is your best out of 5, you get 3 points for your continent. How does the actual battles work there?
Well, the battles work just like normal in the 742 rule, where you pick 7 tanks, divide the tier points out between all the tanks, so it lines up with 42 points, and if it ends in a draw, then the 8-point rule is inserted, so there will be a winner unless, of course, the 8 points aren't the difference between teams. Then it just ends in a draw, and no one wins any money.
Keep talking, sir. I just realized I have to get the scoreboard up.
And well, before the battle starts, there is a coin toss between the two teams, and the one that wins the coin toss gets to remove a map from the, what is it? I think it's the 7-map pool. So people remove one map, and then the other team removes one map, and then games are played on the 5 other maps, and the winner of the toss
let's go into battle.
Selects the first.
As the battle is about to start, let's go into battle now to introduce the teams. We have, starting from the northern position, the EU team, Mousesports, Alienx, Carmen, Snip, Puzzling, Butcher, Christopher, and X-Peter, and they're running the IS-3 strategy for the 2nd day in a row.
Yeah, we liked that yesterday. And with Rush, we have Inspire, Killeroid, Lepsha, Powerslide, Strikecoid, Eclipse, and Dulux. And they're running a full AMX 1390 team, which is...
Same as what they did yesterday.
Yeah,
but Butcher and Puzzling seem to be running into Strikecoid immediately. In fact, it's the whole team, and this could be disastrous if they don't have support. Carmen is there, though, to help him. But Butcher's ammo rack is hit on the first shot. This is going to be super quick. Left Char is coming around the side to try and take out Puzzling, but is unable to get into a good position. But Butcher does go down. Puzzling is able to focus fire down on Powerslide, taking him out before he goes down himself. But this does leave Rush in a superior position, as it's 2-for-1 so far. only losing Power Slide and Puzzling and Butcher going down for the other team, but Carmen is sideswiped. He is tracked. His teammates trying to get in front of him, but is failing. AlienX was not able to get to the front in his IS-3 to help his teammates, and so Snip is trying to go around the back and try and shoot on Lesha. Now, the advantage they've got here is they do not have auto-loaders on every attack, and there he goes, he burns to death. AlienX puts Inspirer on the fire, and he goes down. So Snip is able to unload his 4 shells, and it's a 40-second reload time for these AMXs, and they're all reloading. This is where the IS-3 shines, and Snip is now moving off. He's got a 20-second reload. He will come back up about the same time as the AMXs. X-Peter and his T1 needs to come in to do some extra. Looks like time is up. The 40 seconds have passed. Another shot needs to go down. Killeroid was put on fire, but it wasn't enough to kill him. AlienX needs to get another shot on him, but it's not going to happen. Snip's in trouble. One more shot against him, and he's going to go down. It does happen. It looks like Mousesports going to lose the first match, but it was super close.
It was super close, but sadly, Snip missed 2 of his shells in the 4-clip drum, so that was a really big hiccup there. But he was rammed by Killeroid and Lip Shao, so his aim was off. So that was really important right there, that he missed those 2 shots.
Holy Christ, was this the first match?
Yep.
Wow, that happened all within the first 2 minutes of the game. And it seems like to me that it was not having the IS-3 at the front really made the formation not work out as well as it should have. Having the AMXs at the front, they rushed a little bit too far ahead. The AMXs are faster, so having them right at the front really does put them at a disadvantage. Yeah,
they should have waited until the IS-3 had gone all the way up front, so it could have been the bullet sponge that it's meant to be against all of these autoloaders. So that just didn't happen.
Look at this. Carmen only getting 4 shots off, but only 1 going through. Puzzling getting 3 shots, only getting 1 going through. Butcher getting 3 shots, only 2 going through. Snip and AlienX doing the only real damage for their team. If there was only a slight bit better performance from Carmen, Puzzling, and Butcher, they would have... look, X-Peter almost scored the same damage as Carmen. T1 against the T69. That just... no. You can't do that. You can't afford those sort of mistakes in this level of play.
No, you can't. And, well, Rush just, did what their name said, and they rushed forward when they saw that 2 of the tanks of the autoloaders were up front. I think that was Butcher and Puzzling. They were taken out very quickly by a surrounding tactic there by Rush. It's the same tactic that we saw yesterday with the AMX 5100s on Lakeville, where they took out a whole bunch of the team and then just left them to bleed until they went in and got the final kills. So the rush tactics are still working.
My banner is a little bit...
falling down?
No, I don't think it's falling down. It's just a bit wrinkly. I mean, it still is on that side, but I'm trying to sort that out. It was bothering me. But Mouse were performing very well then, apart from their formation. So they moved in with the AMXs where they shouldn't have. They should have waited for the rest of their team to turn up. I feel that was their biggest mistake. They were allowing Rush to focus fire them. The formation itself, the picks I liked, but they didn't work as well as they should together. Now, once the fighting actually began, Mousesports did really well. At least 2 of them did extremely well. And the IS-3 really proved its worth. And so it's kind of showing to me that maybe 2 IS-3s, maybe?
Yeah, maybe. Better? Yeah, but again, a full team of AMX 1390s, that's 5, or was it 6? I think it's 5. Is it only 5? Yeah, I think it is.
Okay.
Yeah, 5 AMX 1390s. That's a lot of shells straight to the face.
Yeah, but we did see yesterday the proof that the IS-3 at 200 meters will bounce AMX 1390s from the front. Yeah,
but that, of course, we saw it yesterday. But right here, that wasn't what he was meant to be.
No.
In this situation exactly. So
that's what am I saying? And maybe either moving the IS-3s at the front or holding back a bit and waiting for your enemies to assault you. They've got the light tanks, they've got the movement and the map awareness. You either thrust with your IS-3s or you don't. But anyway, map number 2, if this best out of 5, will be on Ensk. So let's go into game and you talk about Ensk, sir.
Yeah, well, Ensk was the camping map of the Season 1 finals, but with this new format where you either win the map or don't get anything, you don't get any money, you don't get any points for the team, so this has really changed the dynamic of the map, and we're seeing a lot more pushes through one flank. And we saw West being pushed through yesterday with AMX 5100s, and the IS3s were kept back alongside the T69. But we're seeing a full IS3 team with one T69. That's very unconventional.
Indeed it is.
Yeah.
Now let's introduce them for you. Mousesports is, or should I say are, Carmen, Puzzling, Snip, Alienx, Butcher, Christopher, and X-Peter driving 4 IS-3s. It looks like a heavy tank is coming back into the metagame from Mousesports. Let's see if they can do it.
Yeah, and for Rush we have Power Slide, Strikehoid, Inspire, Killeroid, Lepchar, Eclipse, and Deluxe.
Carmen takes a shot to the face from Killeroid. And able to cross the ravine there. Not too bad. He wasn't ammo-racked, didn't receive any damage or component damage. Leshra in the middle, though, on the other hand, is getting hit by Butcher as he moves across to support his teammates from this potential push coming out here from Mousesports. And I've got to say, I'm really liking Mousesports' play over these last 2 days so far.
Yeah, these 4 IS-3s is definitely a change from the autoloader game. So they could just be well, trying to bait out the shots from the AMX 5100s, and then it's just it would be GG, because then it's 4 against 2 IS-3s, and that's not a good situation.
But this is really bad for Alienx. He's just taken 1,000 points of damage, so he's down to just 548. That's 2 shots for any of these guys. The T69 maybe not, but the other guys definitely can take this guy out to 2 to 3 shots max. So he's in trouble now, but the positioning isn't so bad for Mouse.
No, it's not. Snip is... Killeroid nearly went out there and got a shot in the butt, but Inspire was there to well, push Snip back, because he was shooting him straight in the face and he lost a little bit of XP there.
But Carmen gets attacked by Power Slide. He's unloads 2 shells from his AMX 5100 into the front of Carmen. As you hear, the front arm of the IS-3 at this range just will not hold up to the AMX 5100. That cannon is powerful.
Yep, we're seeing the T69 going up against the IS-3 and the other T69 with X-Peter being in the cap zone.
Ooh, but Eclipse comes back and takes him down to prevent any sort of panic pressure that was trying to be applied there to Rush. Rush are too calm to let that happen to them. Yep. Far too experienced.
Yes, far too experienced. And good movement, keeping Eclipse over there until something was going on inside the cap zone. Yeah, we're seeing the standoff here, and we're having Killeroid being very close, using the 50-meter rule to spot up the tanks inside the city. Of course, they're keeping him spotted as well, but 1 to 3, good trade right there.
Indeed. Now, this is a bit of a standoff situation now for Mouse. I think they feel like they've lost too much HP to really want to risk any more, but Snip gets hit again by Power Slide, but Power Slide is returned from Carmen, but Carmen gets another shot as well. This looking bad, really bad for Mousesports now, as Leshra and Inspire gets around the side of Puzzling, and now they are cornered. There are mice in a mousetrap, I have to say right now, because they are pinned into this corner. And there he goes. Snip is out of there, and it's Puzzling and Carmen now. Killeroid is coming round, but there is support now from one more tank, and that's Alienx, who cannot be ignored here. But Carmen goes down. Now it's Leshra at 288. Butcher comes on the back. But wait a minute, Butcher's actually at quite a lot of HP. He might be able to make something happen with this T69. Leshra, though, survives at 44 hit points. That's not very good for them. And 56 seconds left on the clock for the cap is also bad news. And it looks like they're going to send back... Oh, Killeroid is down to 28 HP now as well. The HP sharing here from Rush is just extreme. So they abandon their teammates and run away. But look how low the HP is. And Alienx waits for Killeroid to try and come around that corner and really get the shot off first. This is super important. If Mousesports want to keep into this, they must get this kill. But Leshra's not going to let him do that. He's going to come around, and there we go. Killeroid is able to come and clean him up. So now it's down to Butcher to try and do it all. He has 4 shells. He's managed to scare off Eclipse. And in fact, I would ignore Eclipse. Don't shoot at Eclipse. You've got guys coming behind you. You need all 4 shells. Oh dear. Well, Eclipse is baiting Butcher. Butcher took the shot, and now he's in trouble as he gets shot into the rear from Inspirer. And Leshra even gets a shot through those tracks. And then he gets finished off there by Strucker. Yeah. Okay, Rush takes the second one. It looks like the EU are in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, it was a good tactic with the IS3s, but it suddenly turned from putting pressure on them with the cap into being pressured by the cap themselves. So they had to deal with two things, and then by moving back a little bit, they sadly went into the mousetrap that Rush set up by having T69 and an IS3 looking at the street from the east, and that really proved to be a very good tactic to have them right there.
Yeah, well, what we have to look at here as well is Power Slide's overwhelming damage. If really he got such a good position, and Mouse kept forgetting he was there. He was able to come out, take a couple of shots. He took 9 shots total, 9 went through. Shooting against IS3s, that's really good from Power Slide, really.
Yep. Yeah, they were shooting the house, trying to remove the cover as much as possible, but he wasn't using the house, so he actually came from the right, where they were shooting the house on the left. So they were shooting at the wrong things, and they did set up a position. If you saw it from the top, the IS3s were sitting so they could shoot over the shoulder of each other. But as soon as they weren't there, with Inspire looking on them with the 15 rule, Power Slide just went out there and fired a shell into the first IS3 that was out there, and then again, and then again, and then he retreated, and he was pretty safe.
One thing I want to note, though, is they should have really hunted down Eclipse before trying to put the cap pressure on. That was a bit silly, going into the cap circle, being utterly surrounded when there's still a T1 live, because Rush didn't respond. They just let the T1 turn up and kill him, basically. So that was easy job for them. But I want everybody in the chat who's here to support Mousesports to send in some tweets at us at our addresses that are below on faces, and also shout in the chat for their support. They need to feel your support, guys. They are down 2-0. They need to win the next 3 games. If they don't win the next 3 games, they are out of here. So that is a big deal. If we look at the score situation at the moment, Mousesports was the guys who gave the 3 points yesterday. So they really need to try and get at least a draw here against Rush, or at least take some money away from Rush, who at the moment, flawless victory, not dropping a single battle against the Dragonborns.
Yeah, it's a really good record there. And now 2 against the Mousesport team, which were the only ones not ending in a draw yesterday with 4-1. So really hoping to see some kind of resistance from Mousesports in this Himmelsdorf battle. And let's see if they're going with something conventional or just the same thing as always.
And the answer is
no.
Triple AMX 5100s instead of that T69.
Yeah.
So, Puzzling Butcher, Alienex, Carmen, Snip, Christopher, and X Peter are in a lot of trouble, running a slightly different than usual strategy, running 3 AMX 5100s.
Yeah, because they can't do the usual thing with the T69, where well, none of these tanks that they've picked are any good at gun depression. So if Lip Xiao get up there and gets the position first, which he will, because he is faster than IS3s and the AMX 5100 getting up that hill, he's going to have the advantage up there. So I'm pretty sure that Power Slide, Strikeoid, Inspire, Kilowatt, Lip Xiao, Eclipse, and Deluxe from Rush are pretty certain that they're not going hill.
Yes, we're seeing a rush tactic here from the non-rush team at Mousesports as they try and think, well, we're only playing on this map once. This is not the Golden League, where the Golden League players are used to playing the metagame over a 5 battle map pool. Instead, we're going to just go down and rush one side. This is a one-off victory. If we get the victory, we win. But Carmen and Snip need to make sure they don't stop. If they're going to do this strategy, they need to all or nothing it. They cannot just sit back. And Carmen, though, has stopped. This is going to give Rush enough time to either go down the hill with Leshra, and if the AMX 6100s are with him. But look, they've backed off. Okay, they realize that they've taken too long, and I think they're not going to go for this rush strategy anymore.
No, it would be quite silly of them, especially to just keep on rushing. They're doing the right thing here. Stopping, of course, it'll let Rush get into defensive positions. So maybe abandon the west side. I'm not sure.
That's usually what would happen. They're going to sit here for a bit, wait to see if the T1 spots something, probably, and then all head back. maybe even reposition to the other side, because we've seen that before with teams that have abandoned rush strategies, go all the way back and then up the hill to really throw their opponents off. But maybe they're doing the double bluff. Maybe they're saying, okay, that's what Rush will expect, so we're going to sit here for ages, and then once we think Rush have got bored and gone back to the other side, we're going to go forward, and using Rush's experience against them.
Yeah, that could be it. I'm hoping for it. But yeah, right now they are giving up the entire map. One tank could go down and clear up the T1 sitting up there and spotting at the in B8, and he could be rolling wherever he wanted, right down Banana Alley to get down to his teammates or somewhere else. It's a very vulnerable position, even though an AMX 5100 is going. No, he's not going back. He's moving a little bit forward. Looked like he was going forward, but he was moving backwards a little bit. And here we have Inspire and Power Slide, IS-3 and 5100 in defensive positions. So the T1 isn't going anywhere near that.
No. He's actually deciding that he wants to sit over here, spot the enemies, and realize that, hey, they have responded. All the IS-3s are there. Does this mean that they're going to rush through the middle, though? If we look at the map here, there is an opening here where there is no defenders. Or at least that's what it looks like. Maybe, maybe not. My camera has actually frozen, and I can't move the camera. That's weird.
A bug within the free cam. But we're seeing the all of the team from Mousesports is moving down the western side, and they have been spotted now by a Power Slide. He spotted them through building, and they're still just moving forward. Snip is moving forward with Butcher as support. Killeroid is very open and alone. He's going to get a bunch of shells into the face by both Butcher and Puzzling and the IS-3, which is containing Snip inside, and Killeroid is so dead. Yep, right there. He was way too much forward. As soon as he saw the entire team moving forward, he should have been gone, but he wasn't. Carmen is going down pretty quickly, and E-Alien-X also went down pretty fast there. We didn't even see that.
Luckily, my camera froze exactly where the action is happening, so people can see what's going on. I will restart my client between these next battles, but Carmen is in a lot of trouble here, but not as much trouble as Power Slide and Inspire are, and it looks like they're going to go forward and try and clean up here. Mousesports are actually got Rush on the run, because those AMX 5100s are probably in a lot of trouble here. They've probably not reloaded yet, but they ran into the trap there. Left Shroud was actually waiting for them, and that's going to be a cleanup. And I'm seeing if there's anything I can do to get this camera back. Nothing.
Yeah, that was a great thing, keeping Left Shroud hidden there behind them. They thought that all the MX 5100s were reloading, and then he just pops up, takes out two of their biggest tanks and most important tanks, the non-autoloaders, which would have helped them whenever they were reloading. But now they're both reloading, and they're fishing the water.
And that's it.
Yep,
they are gone.
Dead fish. Yep, dead. So yeah, 3-0 to Rush in 3 quick battles.
I'm just going to restart my client. I'll be back in a second. That was unfortunate that we had a camera freeze, but very fortunate the majority of the action happened in front of my frozen camera. That was the luckiest unlucky thing that's happened here on this show, I think. But yes, Rush was able to get that extra kill, that victory. So they have taken the 3 points. So we apologise for that last battle, not having the correct, camera control.
Yes.
That was weird. I think it's because I was in free cam and I opened up the large map. I think that's what happened. So I won't do that again.
Okay, well, yep. That has happened for me too, but not in a live game. In a replay. But yeah.
There you go, I'm back.
A quick rush tactic, which I can't really say what they did wrong. They did take out Killeroid and his IS-3 very quickly, so they did good there, but not moving in and cleaning up more tanks with the remaining 3 shells that the AMX 5100s had left in their magazine. Instead, turning around and shooting at the enemy AMX 5100s and receiving shells to the face themselves. I think that might have been the mistake, but it was such a close skirmish that it's too close to call. And then, of course, the trap with Lepsha being in the T69 hidden and then suddenly popping out and taking out 2 of their most important tanks.
Yeah, that was the key thing, that they left Leshraw back, and as soon as the 2 IS-3s came forward, bang bang, 2 shots into the side, see you later. Oops. I think that was a really smart thing. I don't know if it was deliberate or just that Leshraw was so far behind that it took him time to catch up, and in doing so, turned up at the exact cherry moment and was able to snap the trap shut on them. It looked like it was a deliberate ploy, but unless we saw their movements, we couldn't find out for sure. So,
no.
Yeah, it seems like Mousesports just aren't playing their best today. It is the first match today, and obviously, as you warm up, you never know. I mean, this is a work day. I know Mousesports probably have a normal job as well, and so many of them may have just come back from work and being a bit rushed, wasn't able to perform as well as they did yesterday. But yeah, we have the next match coming up. We will play the rest of the maps. There's 2 more maps because there is money on the line, an extra $50 per one. And what's the next match, sir?
The next match is on Abbey, and you like that.
Who likes Abbey?
You like Abbey. But yeah, we are seeing the Abbey map being chosen. We've seen that plenty of times yesterday as well. It's a very popular map, and because it has so many options you can choose from. You can go down the west, which we see a lot of, then going into the middle. You can go into the middle with an MX-50 or 1390, taking the middle there, holding it, and yeah, you can also go east. But the east is mostly for the T1s to just go down and get some spotting. We almost never see any pushes down the east. We could be surprised today, maybe, but the game is starting.
Give me a second. I'm just updating one of our graphics. That's why I'm not looking at the screen, and I don't think that's updating correctly. But we'll deal with that after the battle, as we'll go into the battle. Right now, we see Mousesports on Abbey running dual IS-3s. Now, anyone who's watching today that's used to watching the Golden League or watching the normal league, you'll notice a lack of artillery, and we'll get to that in a second as we see Butcher, Alien X, Carmen, Snip, Puzzling, Christopher, and XP defending their honor to see if they can prevent a 5-0 victory for Rush.
Yeah, and Rush, Powerslide, Lepchow, Inspirer, Killeroid, Hexecutor, Eclipse, and Deluxe are trying to take that honor away.
Wait, Hexecutor Strecroid, you reckon?
Mm-hmm. We've just got that in his just got that in the chat. Suvi Spyball also just pointed that out.
Okay, so that's cool. Hexecutor is there then. Okay, that's good. Yeah, but the reason that people are taking heavy tanks on these open maps is because artillery is just out of the meta right now. With 8.6 happening, many of the pro teams aren't comfortable with artillery just yet. I think they're still trying them out. They're still trying to figure out how they've exactly changed, learn the new flight times and all the new aiming techniques you're going to have to learn. So it will take time for their pro artillery players to get used to the new artilleries. So we'll see the return of artillery into the meta game, I'm sure. But until then, why not use your heavy tanks on the open maps? Because they've got no more disadvantage than the light tanks have, because their evasion doesn't matter.
No, and as we saw yesterday, an IS-3 bounced. How many shots was it again? 8?
It was a good 8, yeah, 8 shots within quick succession from all AMX 1390s.
Yep. So the as the shell normalization has been changed on the heat shells, the IS-3 and the sloped armor is a lot more viable now. Mm-hmm. We are seeing Alien X already taking some bouncing on the front, and he just keeps sitting there. He doesn't care. The shell normalization is better now. Why not just test my luck? I think that's what went through his head, but he moved now. So yeah, all tanks being in the middle, apart from the T1s, sitting on the outskirts of the map, just keeping their eyes peeled for any rushes.
Or preventing any counter caps from enemy T1s, because you can see there that the AMX 5100, T69, 3 AMX 1390 plus 2 T1s. Whoa! Butcher goes down!
Yeah, and we didn't even see that one because there's been one spotter inside the on the west, and everybody else has just been sitting outside of those bushes, keeping their camo.
What happened? Was it an ammo rack?
No, he just got taken down slowly, bit by bit.
Slowly, I didn't see it being slowly. I looked away at the T1s for half a second, came back, and he blew up. Literally as I kept jump back. But that was a snipe from their amazing autoloaders. And we'll keep an eye on this front line instead of looking around the map. Didn't realize the action was going down.
No, I was looking at Alienix, and numbers just kept popping up from Butcher down there. And,
you just get more excited when things like that happen, sir. I didn't know.
No, I was looking. I went through the T1s and then over on Alienix again to see him deal with the bouncing, and then pop, dead Butcher.
Dead Butcher, yeah.
Yeah, as I was saying, the camo value on the bushes, if you're far enough away from the bushes, then the camo isn't nullified. So that's definitely what happened there, because they only had one spotter and people just kept shooting at them from F3. He pointed that one out after he died. So they've taken good care of keeping that camo value as high as possible.
Yeah, let's go into a airborne mode to have a look at what exactly is going down for the strategy here. But it's Eclipse! There's Eclipse being the scouter here. He is right there at the front there, and he was obviously the one who's been scouting them right there in those triple thick bushes. And this Shao comes around to try and take out Alienix, and Alienix manages to take a shot into his track, but the fourth shot does go through, and there's someone in his rear as Executor does turn around and comes into his bum. What do we... I said bum, that sounds really bad. What did we agree on yesterday? But anyway, Snip is now in trouble as well, as he gets Power Slide and Left Shao there, but Left Shao is reloading for a little bit longer, but Power Slide is able to take him down if he gets all his shots off. I think he's just going to take it, because the rest of Mousesports are in disarray. Carmen is not in a position to be able to support them, and Pursling's coming in, and he might be able to push off Left Shao. Yes, he is. He's gotten 2 shots. Left Shao is able to get out of there. It's another massacre. Wow, Russia on fire. These last 2 days, Russia's just been absolutely on fire.
Power Slide killed Eclipse.
Was that a whoops?
Yep, yes. It was whoops. Eclipse went in front of what's that? The AMX Puzzling, and he got taken out. Maybe it was a whoops, but we've seen Rush kill each other after winning.
Executor was put on fire for the last second by Carmen. That's at least a nice way to end the game.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna die. Well, F you! Fire! Yeah, X-Peter is the last one left. Oh, I thought they were going for a round.
Oh, teabagging going in from Killeroid.
Killeroid.
As he doesn't want to see there. I don't think there's much to read into the stats here. It was just Butcher was taken out early. Great spotting. Bad positioning from Mouse?
I think it was just clever use of the camo on the west side, because nobody got spotted and they took out Butcher.
But they were right there on the destroyed... I don't know, they were right in the center of the map with no scouts anywhere else. They were destined to be surrounded. If there was a T-69 in the center, the AMX 5100 plus AMX 1390s on the west side, which is incredibly standard, right?
Yep.
Rush didn't do anything unusual with this battle. Anything. It was very standard. And it just feels like Mousesport just walked into another mousetrap.
Yeah, going into the middle where you can be surrounded by every single direction, I'm not a fan of that decision, because, well, we saw how it turned out. They didn't even spot Executor as he went through the middle, because they had to focus on everything up north. So, again, too much confusion led to another defeat. A quick defeat, and we're going to move on to Ruinberg.
Ruinberg's the final map, is it?
Yep, it's the final map already. 40
so do you think they can actually pull back one battle to not be 5-0?
If they play this well, yes. The map is... We've seen a lot of skirmish on the east side. We've also seen some pushes into the west side of the city, but no real engagements inside the city whatsoever. So let's see if they go to the east and have some kind of fight, and hopefully come out on top this time around, Mousesports.
Yes, so indeed. Mousesports in a lot of trouble. If you want to give their introduction.
Well, yep, we have Carmen, Puzzling, Snip, Butcher, Alienix, Christopher, and X-Peter for Mousesports, trying to pull out one win out of the 5 matches played here.
Again, sticking with the IS-3s. We have Inspirer, Killeroid, Power Slide, Leshar, Hexecutor, Eclipse, and Dulux. And I should really learn his real name, his new name, so that we don't... But it's quite nice. Oh, restarts asked to be.
Yep.
Snip was meant to be in an IS-3.
Yeah. Whoa. So 3 IS-3s. That's a heavy lineup there.
Yeah, 3 IS-3 strategy. It does give Rush enough time to rethink their tactics, though, of how they were going to play this game.
Yeah, I wouldn't have said that. I would just said, well, cancel. We don't have the right tanks. We sign up with something else, instead of giving away the tactic, because now they know what they're going to do.
That's
3
very
IS-3s.
true. That's very true. Now saying that, hold on, when Snip was meant to be an IS-3, that gives Dulux enough time to think, wait a minute, okay, they're going to go for triple IS-3 tactic. That gives us a chance to think of maybe how we can counteract that. So, okay, what is going on today, right? Yesterday we saw Dragon Wanted, a great team from the European cluster, be treated like children in a battle against Rush. Today, Mousesports, who managed to defeat New Star yesterday 4-1, again, being treated like children against, or should I say, look like children in comparison to Rush. What is going on?
I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea. Rush is looking very, very strong. I think they're coming here to just put their foot down and say, hey, we are the best from the RU cluster, and you're going to face it and taste the pain.
Do you know what? I'm really liking the new Rush, though, because on the Golden League, they were not playing like this, right?
No.
They were playing very passive, very reserved, and now they're being incredibly aggressive. Do you think 8.6 has changed Rush? Do you think, well, now they know there's no artillery, they can just go balls against the walls and just charge in there, basically?
Yeah, well, with the accuracy buff, I'm looking at when they stop in their AMX 1390s, and from the stop to the fire, there's so little time. They don't have their aim circle fully at the enemy. They are taking more shots, stopping and firing. So I just think it's.
So you think the accuracy buff has been a massive improvement for Rush shots?
Rush got buffed.
But what I'm saying is, like, I looked at the math and I didn't realize it was. You're saying it's a 20% improvement for shots. Is it really a 20% accuracy? It's like everyone's got vertical stabilizers.
It is the fact that most shots, back when in 8.5, all shots had a possibility to fly wherever you were pointing. But now the 20% that flew on the outside of the aiming circle has now been moved into the aiming circle, closer to where you are actually aiming. So it's not just
a 20% buff to almost hit where you're aiming. Okay.
Yes.
Right, so now we're back into the game. We do have 3 AMX 5100s versus 3 IS-3s. Can Mousesports make this a 4-1 instead of a 5-0 flawless victory for Rush? Give it up for Carmen, Puzzling, Snip, Butcher, Ilionex, Christopher, and X-Peter. Come on, EU, make some noise for your team.
Yep, but also giving up for Inspire, Killeroid, Power Slide, Shao, Strikeoid, and Clips and Deluxe for just completely wiping the floor right now with Mousesport. Let's see. We're hoping for 4-1 here, so we can have some resistance. But they're very spread out, as you can see. Very spread out. It's like they're combing the entire east side of the middle right there. Not a fan of that tactic, actually.
No, it looks like they're doing the same mistake they made in the first few games, where they spread out, got seen, and Dulux is there. Can Dulux be taken out? Yes, he can. Butcher, with quick reactions, does take him down, but Puzzling is under attack at the same time. He does actually take... Puzzling, not Butcher. Puzzling does take a few bits of damage, but either uses repair kit or he took no system damage. That's pretty good. No module damage at all is good for him. But wait a minute, this is a rush by Rush! They're actually going for the cap circle! Spotted by Christopher as Strakoid moves out there with Killeroid backing him up as he runs away. He's getting the F out of there. Full speed ahead. I'm in trouble, but Strakoid went for the ram! Couldn't get the ram, and instead decided to knock him out with a single shot instead. But 2 in the cap circle still means that Mousesports needs to get back very quickly. 40 seconds is not a lot of time. If a third person gets in there, I was just about to say, it's going to be even less. And Butcher gets 3, 4, 5, 6 hits. Oh my god! Absolutely machine gunned down by Rush there. It was a machine gun. It was such a good formation there by Rush. It was just Daka, and he goes down. Yep,
and that's what they were doing. They were just waiting for someone to come back from that direction. And wisely enough, not everyone did. And Puzzling, Carmen, Snip are coming from the from the west side now and trying to defend. They have all gone out the cap zone, so they've gone into more defensive positions right now.
Yeah.
So they really have to be careful now.
That's a sign of respect from Rush against Mouse, knowing that they couldn't do the cap. They're going to instead fight them out of it. And Snip, Puzzle, and Carmen sharing HP, but look at these autoloaders. Will their ammo run out before the IS-3s? No, Puzzling goes down. Carmen had loads of HP, but it's not enough as Streko comes around the back. The autoloaders were too much. Carmen's going to go down. Wait, are they out of ammo? They're out of ammo. Carmen's at 89 HP. Oh, wow. Just a little bit too much damage sustained there. Kind of think that they should have gone for 4 IS-3s, shed the damage a little bit better, and right now would have been the time that they would have done it. But there he goes. The reload occurs for the T69, and that's why the T69 is really important. With the 20-second reload time, it's really good there. But there you go, 5-0 for Rush.
Yeah, and the DG is being called out by Deluxe, and well played by X-Peter and Carmen. Yeah, exciting games, but a little bit too one-sided. Even when the fight started and we saw the skirmish beginning to happen, you could clearly see that the Rush had the superior. Just look at that damage spread.
Yeah, look at that damage spread. That was insane. I mean, Deluxe was the first one to go down, but he was the last one to go down for Rush. First and last to go down. Wow. I'm just going to be exporting the updated maps for everybody.
Yep.
Dude.
So yeah, yep, that was the first match, or the first set between Mousesport and Rush. So we're now already on the way to Dragonborns versus New Star, which is going to be a much more balanced match, because we have New Star with a lot of new players, and then we have Dragonborns, which just got manhandled by Rush yesterday. But
then again, Rush just manhandled Mousesports as well, so I don't think that's any. That's nothing to hold against Dragonborns at all.
No,
wow.
But they are going to show some teeth today, hopefully, because they really need to show that EU are on the scene as well. Now that Mousesports just got taken out by Rush by 5-0.
That's absolutely crazy. Rush is just far ahead, and I think that's the way to put it. It's not that EU are far behind, it's just that Rush are that far ahead. They're just, even against the rest of the Russian teams, they're that far ahead. So it's not like it's really one-sided. It's not at all. It's just Rush are better than everybody at the moment, at least in the European and Russian scene. I know Fulcrum Gaming claim that they're up there with them, but we'll see that when the NA scene starts merging with the rest of the world as well. They're much newer and at the moment left to live their life over there in North America, away from the powers of Rush. However, they are coming over to the tournament. What's it called? The 15th anniversary tournament winners. It was Fulcrum and Kazna Crew. Fulcrum from NA, Kazna Crew from Europe. And it was New Star that won the tournament, not Rush. Rush aren't invited to the 15th anniversary party. It's New Star. Ooh. So, so we're going to see Fulcrum and Kazna there at the 15th anniversary. And Fulcrum do claim that they are up there definitely with Rush. So we'll see. Will they actually be the world's number 2? But the North American League is going on right now. You should definitely check that out. I believe it's WGLNA.com, I think.
Yes, I think it is, yeah.
But that will be happening well after us, because obviously that's in North American time. But how are you guys doing in the chat? Are you disappointed in Mousesports' performance? Are you happy with Rush's performance? Because to be fair, Rush has done incredibly well. I really want to know, and if you want to give us your opinion and be read out on stream and be immortalized on YouTube, which is the Riveting TV archive, tweet at us at either Dorjanar or Rising Sun, the Rising Sun with a double I, and we'll read out your tweets. So whoever you tweet to, we'll read it out if they notice or like it. Okay, so we're going to take a little music break as the next game is set up, due to start in the next 10 minutes. We're actually on time. Get in. So I'm Dorjan.
I'm HighFly15.
We're your hosts today for the Battle of the Continental Leagues, and we'll see you in about 10 minutes. Ah, yeah.